Browns, they still have some weaknesses along the roster. Obviously, defensive tackle, unproven names there in the middle, as well as wide receiving core as well. When you look at this team, what weaknesses do you kind of identify? And, for you, how would you identify and address some of those positions as we head into training camp?
Right. So when you look at the roster and we go position by position, it's easy to say this group's weak, this group's strong. But sometimes that's by, I don't want to say design, but that's a feature, not a bug, right? Like, it's just what they would be willing to live with. When we look at the interior defensive line, we go in kind of panic because the names aren't that great there. But if you're the Browns, hey, you're thinking, if they decide they're going to run up the middle like crazy, we'll just pinch our linebackers in and stop it that way. Or, if they want to run the ball a ton because they think our defensive line's weak, cool. You want to keep the football closer to Myles Garrett, we'll take that bet. You know what I mean? You want to run it towards Jadeveon Clowney, we'll take that bet. We'll think that we can win enough on that one, right? And that's how the scheme kind of makes up for the weaknesses and why certain schemes will allow for weaker position groups, because you can just get away with them in certain schemes, right? The same thing goes on the offensive side of the ball, right? You kind of hope that Deshaun Watson covers up a lot of your wide receiver holes, or that the running game opens up a lot of those wide receivers, right? Like, you have weaknesses, but good teams tend to put their weaknesses in position to thrive because they can scheme away problems for those weaknesses, right? And I think that's what we're seeing with the Cleveland Browns, right? Every weakness you can point at schematically, they're doing something to address that and to make those guys' lives easier in the interior or at wide receiver. And that's why, that's why I think their weaknesses are absolutely there. You can take advantage of them if you're a good enough team, but why it's not something I think the Browns are panicking about, because I think they have enough tricks up their sleeve to be able to address those things.